Well, the protests over hike in toll gate fare have intensified. R. Ashoka and KRV activists are leading the charge as they demand a rollback on the hike. Meanwhile, senior BJP leader was detained by the police for creating a law and order situation. The KIA toll gate has turned into a battlefield as cops and protesters are facing off for the third straight day. Well, you should be careful if you are heading to the airport as well. The steep hike in toll tariff on vehicles bound to KIA by the NHAI has been greeted with a wave of anger from regular road users. Commercial vehicles, including cabs and trucks, have decided to indefinitely stay off roads. The new tariff came into effect on the intervening night of Saturday and Sunday. Well, there we have it, the BJP leader taking to the streets quite literally, and he was even taken into custody by the police officials. It has been an intense face-off between the police as well as the protesters. KRV activists as well as BJP workers staged to protest demanding a rollback of the toll tariff, the hike in toll fare. Let's not forget that KIA road is extensively used thanks to the international airport, and there is an intense flow of commercial vehicles, which includes trucks and cabs, which move to and from the airport several times in a day to pick up and drop passengers. We earlier spoke to Ravindran, who is the Maxi Cab Association president, who questioned as to why only in Karnataka, only in Bengaluru, we see toll being imposed on the road leading up to the airport. And even if they are imposing toll, there should be an alternate route which is without the toll. But without any alternate route, how can there be such an extreme hike in toll fare? Well, there we have it. In fact, R. Ashoka leading the protests, the former Home Minister creating a law and order situation himself. Protesters demanding as to why the government has been so insensitive to the people, to the commuters as well as the cab drivers. The Kempegowda International Airport has been of crucial importance not only to passengers who use the airport but to all the cab drivers who ferry passengers to and from the airport. The recent hike in prices means that the one-way fare for light motor vehicles, which costed 20 rupees, will now cost 75 rupees. A jump which amounts to almost a 4-time jump. Also, if there is a round trip that you have to go through, you will have to pay 115 rupees. For a one-time traveler, this might not look like a big amount, but it certainly seems to be a big amount for cabs who travel on a regular basis. On the streets of Devanahalli and Chikkaballapura, where villagers, protesters have taken to the streets to demand answers from the government as to how toll can be imposed to a road leading up to the airport, and also that there is a requirement of a non-toll road if such a huge amount needs to be imposed, which gives people an option to choose the alternate road. The police officials were forced to take protesters into custody, which included former Home Minister R. Ashoka. One of the police officials was also injured in the incident. We can see one of the cops there. He's being helped out by his colleagues, but he seems to have been injured thanks to the absolute chaos that reigned in Devanahalli. My colleague Harish joins us live from Devanahalli toll booth. Well, Harish, first of all, tell us what is the situation like at this point in time?
Well, Nishita, as we speak, the situation right now is under control. As you can see, heavy deployment of police has been brought in. It's not just the law and order, the traffic police are over here, and you can see police presence in every toll booth that is over here in this toll plaza. And as of now, the situation is under control because remember, all the protesters have been taken away by the police, whether it's R. Ashok and Bachegowda and several other BJP protesters. They have been taken away. Even the Karnataka Rakshana Vedike people who were here, who were protesting under the leadership of Narayan Gowda, they too have been taken away. Right now, the toll collection has been restored as of now, with police monitoring each and every booth over here. Remember, it was suspended earlier in the morning when there was a slight law and order situation, but with all these protesters being whisked away, the situation is back to normal. But there seems to be another situation developing right now. Media personnel over here were abused by few of the workers of this toll plaza. Now that is causing a slight bit of problem for the toll plaza workers over here, because few of the camera persons were allegedly abused as we speak, and that's the reason now you see over here that there is a minor altercation. There's a verbal argument between media personnel and the toll plaza management as well. So this is the situation right now. The police are in heavy deployment over here. They are trying to manage the situation, and what you see right now over there is the verbal altercation. Few of the media personnel are planning to go on a strike after this verbal assault by the toll plaza workers, Nishita.
Well, and also it also seems like it is strike galore and Devanahalli. Do we know as to what is the situation as far as the traffic is concerned? We understand that most of the cabs are staying off roads, but still we can expect passengers to steadily come into the city from the airport. So what is the arrangement done to ensure that their travel is unhindered by the police officials, Harish?
Well, as of now, there's no major problem as such for people who are planning to travel to the airport, but there is a slight of traffic snarl for people heading from the airport towards the city. That was the case yesterday as well. Remember, there's no toll collection when you enter the airport or when you go to the airport. It's only when you come back that they collect toll for both the ways. So there's a slight altercation. Every now and then we see certain cab drivers having a verbal argument, refusing to pay that toll. Then every time such a thing happens, you have the police intervening and trying to restore order. So that has been almost the order of the day, and it is likely to intensify. Remember, several organizations, several pro-Kannada organizations and other social organizations, opposition parties like BJP and JDS are planning to increase this protest, and perhaps in the coming 2 days we will see more such protest and at a higher intensity as well. On the 9th there is a massive protest planned. Most of the private travelers, transport companies, the maxi cabs, and several other organizations. Roughly around 7,000 of these private vehicles, transportation vehicles, are likely to go off-road, and they are planning for an indefinite strike. And with all these other organizations backing them, perhaps we can expect this one to be a major strike, Nishita.
And also, we understand that former Home Minister R. Ashoka has been taken into custody. What is the fate of the protesters, including the former minister himself? What is the kind of action they will face? Will they be just let off once they head to the city?
Well, we have seen most of these protesters being taken away from here, whether it's R. Ashok, Bachegowda, other BJP MLAs who were here protesting, also Karnataka Rakshana Vedike protesters, including the chief Narayan Gowda. All of them have been taken away, and in usual case, they are taken to preventive custody or preventive detention and later on let off without many charges, unless there is violence or there is large-scale mob violence. But nothing of such sort has happened till now. So going by what has happened previously, most of them are likely to be let off once they are taken to the city, or perhaps in the next few hours without any charges. But it will have to be seen if that will be the case even this time, Nishita.
But also we understand that the police officials have already dealt with one batch of protesters, which includes the BJP workers as well as the KRV activists. Now there is some controversy brewing with the media personnel versus the toll booth officials. Apart from that, we can also expect the Maxi Cab Drivers Association to come in and stage a protest. So what are the kind of arrangements that have been put in place, Harish, to ensure that at no point does the situation go out of hand?